Hey guys, welcome back to my Farming Simulator 22 tutorial series. Today we're going to look at weeders and how they differ and when you can use them. So in this field here, what I've done on the left side here, the darker colored soil is cultivated, and over here we actually used a disc harrow and we have this double tillage. So what I've done is I've gone through this field and planted every crop. So if we take a look here at the field, you see here we start from wheat in the middle and go all the way down to sugarcane. So I've planted every crop on both sides of the field. And the reason I've done that is because the cultivator, as you can see here on this slide from the Farming Simulator Academy, says it gives normal weeds, and then the disc harrow has more weeds. So we're going to see what happens here as we advance some time, and we're going to take a look at it. If we look down the way there, we do have the weeder set up. So what I'm going to do is we're going to stand here. I'm going to go ahead and sleep, and we're going to see what weeds pop up and how they look. And then we're going to test out the weeders and see which one works the best and what the results are. So here we have it. You see the field has grown overnight, and we are seeing some weeds in there. Quite a few weeds on this side, as you can expect. It does have more weeds. And then if we go across, so we started over here, there are some weeds in here, but the weeds are smaller and not as many. So let's go ahead and hop in the weeder, and we're going to run this test twice actually. We're going to do it on day 1 here, and then we're going to advance it one more day just to see what happens. So we're going to start with this weeder here. There are actually several models available of this type. If we go down here into the store, this one here, the first one, and then the last 3 are all the same. So I'm not going to go through and test every single one. I'll just let you know they all operate the same. The only one that's different is this one here, and we're going to look at that. So we're going to start with this one. Hop in the tractor here. I do have crop destruction turned on, but I have these care wheels on the tractor, so we should not damage any crop. So what I'll do is I'll come in just a little bit. We're in an unplanted area right here. I'm going to go ahead and drop it down just to show you it will get rid of the weeds. And as we go through each crop, we're going to take a look at it. It looks like it's grabbing all of them out of the sugarcane there. Looks like we're starting to miss some weeds there in the... Is that the potatoes? Let's see here. Yep, that's the potatoes. So it did not get the weeds out of the potatoes, but it did get all of the weeds out of the sugarcane. All right, we'll continue on here. I don't remember. I think that's cotton right here. Yep, cotton, all of the weeds, and then we have sugar beets next. We got all of the weeds out of the sugar beets. All of them out of the sunflowers. Corn. And I believe this is soybeans. It looks like it has cleared all of the weeds out of there. Check out what it does to the grass. Don't run this weeder over grass. It will knock you back down a stage. And I believe this is canola here. Oh, this is the soybeans. What was this over here? Sorghum. Okay, so it did pull all of the weeds out of the sorghum, destroyed the grass, and soybeans look good. Now here's the canola. It has taken all the weeds out of the canola. Then we have our grain crops here. Barley, oats, see oats, barley, and then wheat. So it looks like, we look at the map here, it looks like everything but the potatoes was weeded. Yep, everything except for the, was it potatoes here? Yep, potatoes did not allow that weeder to work, but everything else did. So here's where it gets interesting. This is why I wanted to use the different cultivations, because all of these weeds are considered young right now because they grow a little bit slower. You can see over here the weeds are actually taller, so the weeds grow faster when planted in either the shallow cultivator or disc harrow, which gives you that stubble tillage state. So these weeds are bigger and there are more of them. So let's take a look and see how this handles on this side. So we're going to start here in the wheat. Looks like we're leaving some weeds behind. Barley, oats, they're all acting about the same. We're leaving weeds behind through all of the crops here. Same thing through the grass. It is going to destroy the grass, so keep that in mind. Again, I guess that's sorghum and the corn there. Sunflowers, we are leaving weeds. We're getting some of them, but we're not getting all of them. Sugar beets, cotton, potatoes, and the sugar cane there. So we'll take a look at the map. As expected, it did not get enough of the weeds out to take it to a weed-free state. So one thing to notice, if you notice here on the two strips that were grass, when it does kill the grass down, you do get a fertilization state, so that is something to consider. But I do believe the roller will do the same thing. So that will not work if you're going to try and weed the shallow cultivation or disc harrow state field state, but it will work if you use it after cultivating. So that is our first test there. So let's hop over into the other tractor. And we have this other weeder set up, and this one is more of a row crop weeder. This is really designed to go down between rows of corn and things like that, potatoes that are in rows. So we're going to move down just a little bit here so we don't overlap. Now I do know going across here is not realistic. You would actually run up and down the rows, but this is just for demonstration purposes and the game doesn't know any different. So we'll drop it down there, and as you can see, it is removing all the weeds there, just as the other weeder did. So again, through the crops we're rolling. So the first difference so far is that it did get all of the weeds out of the potatoes. Yep, it did get the weeds out of the potatoes. So it looks like it has taken all of the weeds out of everything here. Now obviously you would not use this weeder in a crop such as sorghum, since this is just more like a broadcast or much smaller rows than a row crop type situation. So this, as far as realism, would not be used in a crop like this. But you can see here, it did not damage the grass like the other weeder did. So we're going to keep going here. All through these crops. And it got all of the weeds. So this is done great so far. Alright, so now we're going to try it over here on the side where we have more weeds. I'm hoping it does a better job than the last weeder. I kind of expect it to, but we will see. So we're going to start rolling here through the crops there, and it looks like it has taken all of the weeds out. It's looking really good so far. Again, through the grass, no damage. We're getting all the weeds out of everything. So even at the later stage of growth for the weeds, it's doing a great job removing them. So it looks like it has got all of the weeds out. Let's take a look here. Yes. So all the way across, all the weeds are gone. So that is very, very good. So if you're going to buy a weeder and you want to use a cultivation state which causes more weeds, you're going to want to go with this guy here. This one over here is just not going to do the trick. But what I want to do now is we're going to roll the time through another day. And I want to see, as the weeds get larger, if these tools continue to work. Alright, so we're here on the second day, and as you can see here, we do have much taller weeds. Of course, our crops have grown a little bit as well, but the weeds are much taller. And let's just run over here to the other side. Yeah, so yeah, the weeds are taller over here as well. Some of the oh, here's the divide. Okay, so this is where we stop. So actually over here, we're kind of to the state we were yesterday on the other side. So let's give it a shot. We'll start out with this one here and just see what it will do. I don't expect it will do much, but we will give it a shot here just to be thorough in the testing. So we'll start on this side this time and just work our way back. And I can immediately tell that it is not doing anything really. I cannot see any weeds being taken out. So it is far too late in the weed growth cycle for it to do any good. We'll move over here. I think it'll start taking weeds out over here, but it is going to leave some behind. And I don't think we're going to get enough taken out to count as having weed-free crops. We're almost done here, and we'll take a look at the map. Yeah, it's even leaving weeds here on this side that has nothing planted, so take a look, and it, as expected, all the way behind here, nothing changed other than it fertilizing our grass. So that is not going to work. So the real test is going to be, will this one do anything on these late stage weeds? So we'll get moved down here where this guy did not come through. Alright, so we're going to take off down through the field here and see what happens. Uh-oh. It is leaving weeds behind. So what I'm seeing here, it looks like if you're going to use a shallow cultivator or disc harrow and get this double tillage state, which will give you more weeds for giants, you have to weed on day one with this weeder. There's no other option other than spraying. But if you use a cultivator that goes a little bit deeper, slows the weed growth down, it looks like we missed some weeds there. Maybe not. We'll check it when we get to the end. It's actually doing, yep, it is missing some of the weeds in some of the crops. That's interesting. So let's take a look here. It looks like it's got some of them. Yeah, it missed a lot of them actually. Huh. So let's run back through here. So we have weeds in the sugar cane. The potatoes look good. The cotton has weeds. Sugar beets are good. Sunflowers have weeds. Corn is good. The sorghum has weeds. Soybeans have weeds. Let's see, where am I? Over here? Yep. And then all of the grain crops here did good, it looks like. So that's interesting. Actually, if you go to day 2, you're not going to be able to get the weeds out of soybean, sorghum, sunflowers, or cotton, or sugarcane with a weeder. That's actually pretty interesting. So some crops you can do on day 2, some crops you cannot. That is good to know. Guys, that's it. I wanted to run through these weeders. If you want to buy a weeder to get everything, this is going to be the one you get. If you want to be realistic for some of the other types of crops, obviously one like this would work. Just be aware that this is not going to do much if you are doing some shallow cultivation. So hope you found it useful. If you did, give me a like. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button today. Click the bell so you're notified of all future content. I appreciate you for watching, and we'll see you soon.